Welcome, everyone. I'm so excited to tell you about this podcast. It's called The DK Project, but it's really The Darren Show. The DK Project is a radio show, but without the radio. So sit back, buckle up, and enjoy the ride.
Let's go!
Heyo! Welcome
What's up?
to the DK Project. I have my hands out like the Lord, like, listen to me talk. I am here. Take my wrath. Hey, we got a new sponsor.
Uh-oh, who is it? Who is it? No biter.
What the hell was that?
It's from, I have the AC off. I'm going to have to sit in a closet to record these with you like a weirdo.
Okay. All
we're
it took
good?
was a little reboot.
Are you
All right.
sure?
3, 2, 1. Our new sponsor. Our new sponsor, Mrs. Giggles over there. Our new sponsor, Wiser Insurance Agency, located right here in the fine city of Mound, Minnesota. They're a full-service insurance agency. They take care of everything. If you got a business, they can insure it. If you got a boat, oh, no, record's not skipping. That's me. You got a car, you got a boat, you got jewelry, you got any kind of an interest. They can help you insure it so that all of your interests are protected. Give them a call at 952-472-3660. More to come from them. We're going to actually have a, in-studio guest. They're going to come in and talk some insurance. So we're going to have to try and keep our listeners awake because insurance is, not the most exciting thing in the world. I used to have an insurance agency, so I know it well, and these guys are solid. He's way better at it than I was. He checks up on me and he shops my coverage and he's a real insurance agent, agent, and I wasn't, but I was still pretty good at it. I'm not going to lie to you. Boy, I got skill. So what's up with Kristen today? We are recording on a Thursday. The weather here sucks. The weather there sucks. Everywhere it sucks. But last night, hockey finally ended. July 7th. 2021.
So it starts up next week again, right?
Yeah, exactly. Training camp starts next week. So Tampa Bay won, which sucks because, I don't know, it's just weird when a team wins back-to-back.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, they just won in September because it was a weird season last year, so they did whatever. I think that's true. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've watched more hockey in the last 2 months than I have in my entire life. But I kind of got into it. My Minnesota Wild were in it for a minute. We got this new dude. He's just fucking awesome. He's Russian. And he's just team, man. He's team.
Russia.
But here's the deal. I'm sending this out to all the owners of the Wild, which is my team. Go get a fucking goalie, okay? If you have a goalie, this goalie for Tampa Bay, this guy, I think he walks on water, man. This is an amazing goalie. And if I could come up with his name,
has returned.
If I could come up with his name right now, I would, but I can't because he was just like, whoa, and that's the key to everything. It's like, if you got a baseball team, if you have pitching, you win. If you have a football team and you have a quarterback, you win. Unlike, you could just use the Minnesota array of teams as the absolute. How do you say that? They're the not the exception to the rule. They are the rule. Our baseball team sucks because we don't have pitching. Our football team sucks because our quarterback's a jackwagon. And our hockey team doesn't suck, but they don't have a goalie, so they're not going to win the whole thing. So we really got nothing. And I'm not even going to bring up basketball because that's just a waste of our time. Basketball is
like Cleveland, Ohio, just where I'm going.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, at least you had LeBron at one point, so you have something. Yeah. Is he still there? I don't even know. I don't speak.
No,
basketball.
He left. He's on the lake. He's been at the Lakers for the last few years now.
Yeah, I tell you, I'd rather watch paint dry than watch a basketball game. Jesus
I love basketball. Shut your dirty mouth. Shut your dirty mouth.
Pure thuggery. I don't care for it at all. Hey, I know you're moving to Ohio, so what do? I look for you a new job because that's what I do. I help the team out. So I was digging around this week and I found a job listed that you might be good at.
Okay.
All right.
Oh God.
See if you can find the flaw in this bad boy. One person show actor. Okay. One person show actor. I'm looking for someone to perform both sides of a series of dialogue scenes. Characters should differentiate through the combination of costume, makeup, and voice. Creativity is key for the job. Pre-written script, blah, 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 blah. But if you have a one-person show actor, that means you wrote a show and you don't even want to do it. Like, I just wrote it. I don't want to perform this thing. So if there's a way that you could do both sides, because obviously it's an actor talking to himself, so you're playing, and it's like, oh my God. But I thought of you right away. I'm like, this should be perfect for her. Because, takes all kinds. Acting is not easy to do.
It takes all kinds. So what are you trying to say? What kind of mind?
I'm not saying, I ain't saying nothing.
Okay.
But you're in luck. If that one doesn't work out for you, I do have another option.
Okay.
Just wait 1 second. This one actually I found earlier in the week, and I thought of you right away because I'm like, this is where you need to be. Let me find my notes. Evidently, they're not right in front of me. Let me switch to a different phone here.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Oh, this is
getting so dark out.
It's hard to do on a small phone. Yeah, my phone isn't the big. It's tiny. Anyway.
It's a little baby.
Here we go. This is actually posted a couple days ago, so you really probably need to get on it if you're going to do it.
Okay.
It's an adult sexter, a sexting professional. Did you know that there were jobs like this?
I'm not surprised.
Make money as an adult texter. This project is commission-based as well as hourly. There is a lot of money to be made, and I have a large following. I will personally train you on how to sex and provide all the necessary content. I will provide all the tools and knowledge you need to make money as a professional sexter.
Oh.
Yeah, hours are to be determined, ideally multiple times throughout the day or night. Must be comfortable working with explicit adult content.
Okay.
Let's see here. We start on week 1. We start on week 1 trial. If it works out well, I'll hire you long term. You sexting machine. I gotta say that I'm not a sexter. I probably would fail miserably because I spell like shit.
Yeah.
And I like to speak text. So I think that in that first week trial period, they'd be like, dude, I don't think you should do anything with writing. I don't understand why you would even apply for a job like this, because I rely so much on speak texting because my thumbs are fat and my typing is slow and my spelling is horrible. So I'm like, come on, Siri or whatever the hell my phone's name is. We've been together a long time. You know me. You know how I speak. You know the kind of shit I say.
Yes.
Why can't you get it right? And I'm not a proofreader. So I'll totally send a text out and then I'll look back at it and I'll be like, that is not what I wanted to say. And here's the thing. I have a friend, and I think I brought this up on the show. I have a friend who corrects my grammar and my spelling in my texts, which tells me, number one, you're a dick. Like, obviously, if I knew how to do it correctly, I would.
Yeah.
But no. Oh, did you mean this or did you mean that?
Oh, that's too much. That's a little too extra for me. I'm good.
You know what I said? So here's the deal, bud. You're on phone calls only. We don't text each other anymore.
Phone calls only.
Because I will not bring myself to your level. To your level.
To level. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't, I think if I was super desperate for money, then maybe, because it's not like I'm seeing them or talking on the phone. It's just texting. So I don't think it's that bad, but would it be my first choice? No.
Yeah, but what if you could like make some side change? Like, I'm working, running the shuttle at NASA during the day, and then I go home and I bang out a couple of cash deals on the old texter. I mean, really?
I don't know. I think my thing was I would probably laugh more and I'd be very shocked by some of the stuff that people would say. Then I would be like, I don't even know what to say this and want to end the message just then and there. I'm sorry. That's a little too much. Unless I think like you're really into the person, you're with the person. I just think that I'm doing on a daily basis on the side it's a lot. It's a lot. I don't know. But you never know.
Do you think that, have you ever done anything like that?
No, but there used to be like ads on Craigslist all the time. I remember like a few years ago where it'd be like pretty girls with pretty feet wanted, you'd make this much per hour. And if you'd go to like this back room, it would be like a little bit more aggressive for more pay. And I was just like, so what are they doing in the back room? Because it's like this strip club,
come again?
you know?
Well,
so I'm like,
and that's where
I could never do that with my feet.
That's where they get. That's where they get all the adult video content. You know what's weird though is that. Oh my gosh, I've got to stop multitasking. I just got a job for a pizza company that I was reading. I was reading the script on it because I wanted to talk about some pizza. Look at all of a sudden they want Elvis doing their deal. No, pull that shit down. We don't, just give me the fucking lemonade, man.
You do a good person.
So anyway, the feet thing. So
yeah.
I follow some comedians on social media. And I'm trying to not be social media. Like, I don't like it. I don't want to be on social media. But a lot of these comedians, and she's real. I don't know if you know her. It's Annie Lennerman or Whitney Cummings. They take a lot of pictures, like shock and awe pictures, but they always blur out their feet. Like, it's a big thing. Like, I think there's a lot of freaking dudes or girls, I guess, who are crazy on feet, which is strange. I mean, I don't mind feet, but I'm not gonna like Google pictures of like next level shit where people have to blur them out and stuff. But did they say what the rate of pay was when you saw that?
I mean, they said upwards, I think, to maybe you could do $300 to $400 an hour. But I think that much is because that's when you go into the back room and other things might be getting exposed. So I've had a couple weirdos. I've had people I don't know try to play with my feet before. Like, this is a true story. Like, I was at a party. I had a sandal hanging down. Some dude was sitting next to me. Felt someone tickling the bottom of my foot, and I looked over, and he was like, "You got really nice feet."
Motherfucker, get away from my feet.
Get away. I was at another party playing beer pong, and I went to go fall asleep because it was a very long night of playing. And my friend's couch was really big. And I remember as I'm starting to fall asleep, there was a guy sitting at the end. It was my friend's boyfriend at the time, his cousin. And he put his hand underneath the blanket, was trying to play with my feet too. And I was just like, who are you? And I said, what is up with people when the infatuation with feet or touching feet that they don't even know? You don't touch anyone's feet. Come on, that's so weird. What is wrong with you? Who did I tell you no?
It sounds like, and I don't want to open any wounds here, but it sounds like somebody may have had their feet diddled when they were young, and now they're like scorned for life. I mean, you got a hard candy shell when it comes to the feet. Jesus. Are you sock shoe only?
I'm just like, go away. I mean, it's like people are so weird. I mean, I've been complimented on my feet on the street, like, oh, you guys are really, I'm like, it's just, people just are weird. I don't even know what to say.
Do you need a minute? Can we keep going? You got to call your counselor or anything? Like,
oh my God, no. I'm just like, I've been complimented on
don't forget to breathe.
My underarm.
Your what?
Someone they said they're like, you got a really nice underarm. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Where do you hang out?
I swear, this is like
what?
This has happened to me in New York. This has happened to me in Ohio.
I've seen some armpits. Those are nice armpits.
I was like, some guy I was briefly dating. He was just like, yeah, you have some. He's like, you got a really nice underarm, and I like literally looked it up and looked. And I said, really? I
was doing before we started. I was running through some signals because we're on Zoom and we can see each other, but the podcast is audio only right now. And I was giving you these signals on slow down or,
you're flapping your arms away to fly away.
And I'm really just trying to get you to put your arms up because you have such nice underarms.
I knew it. You're one of those. You're one of
Busted.
those.
Jesus, who'd have thunk? Are you kidding me? Like, what the hell's the matter with people? I mean, I love my wife to death, but I have never complimented her on her underarms.
I would never think about complimenting someone. I feel like the normal is like nice stomach, nice app, like nice back, nice butt.
I think
feet,
if there's
underarms,
any
ears.
armpit comments, it's going to be, why don't we shave them up?
Right.
What the hell is that? Come on.
Today's episode is brought to you by the Lost Lake Creamery, located in Mound in the Harbor District. If you're on the bike, it's off the Dakota Trail. If you're in the boat, it's on the north end of Cooks Bay. Just look for the Lost Lake Channel. Plenty of parking provided by the city. If you're by car, 5575 Shoreline Drive. Stop in, 24 flavors of hard scooped ice cream, old-fashioned ice cream parlor. Make sure to stop in and see us. Who's the contractor that's called in to fix the less experienced contractor's mistakes? Who's the contractor who gets approval from the insurance company even after the homeowner has been denied? Who's the contractor that has worked in our community and for our community for decades? Grady Restoration. Roofing, siding, windows, and gutters. Call us today for a free home estimate. Grady Restoration. They'll get the job done in a timely fashion. The average roof lasts about 20 years, but you may have storm damage that you can't see, or you may need more repairs than your insurance says they'll pay for. In fact, 92% of homeowners accept what the insurance company tells them, which could cause much bigger problems down the line. Let Grady Restoration help you get what you deserve. Call today for a free home inspection. For roofing, siding, windows, and gutters, call Grady Restoration at 952-472-1570 or look them up on the web at gradyrestoration.com.
Hey, speaking of which, you were out running and what? We were talking before we got on air.
So I've come to really notice this a lot as my running the last few years.
How much do you run every day? You run every day?
I run I run at least 5 days a week. It's just my therapy. I really like getting out of the apartment running, and I love running. I live by a really nice park, Astoria Park, so I just like running, even though it's by the East River, I can know what's floating in there.
Whoa, is that a body?
Most like 1,000 or more bodies. But no, I've noticed, I think it's just really rude that I was running by this gentleman earlier and he said too skinny. And it's just like, I don't know what gives these people the right to even yell that out at someone regardless. It's like calling a fat person fat. And you're saying you're too skinny to a skinny person, because then that's like making me feel like, why? I should be able to run. I should be able to exercise. That's my choice, and if you think I'm too skinny, that's fine. But you don't need to talk to me about it because we don't even know each other, homie.
All right. 2 questions.
Yes.
First question. Do I look like someone who would ever hear someone say that to us? Probably not.
Stop.
Probably not going to ever get the too skinny comment.
Stop. You're fine.
And question number 2, was the individual making this comment not going to hear that comment either? Was it a fat person who said this? No,
it was like an older gentleman. He was, I feel like, just like normal weight for his, maybe like 5'8" for his size. It wasn't like he was too big or too skinny. I just don't understand why people think that it's appropriate.
So did you lay into him?
No, I just shook my head because it's just, I had a lady years ago when I was serving that asked me, she's like, do you eat? Can you eat a cheeseburger? You're so skinny. And I'm like, who are you to tell me that either?
What are you,
it's come from both ends. So it hasn't even just been men, it's been women. And I think it's just so rude that people need to really keep their mouth shut, especially if they don't know the person. Keep your comments to yourself. You really have no life if you're yelling out other things to other people as they're running by.
It sounds to me.
Get a life.
Sounds to me like I need to teach you how to eat. I am a professional.
I eat so much. You would be mind blown.
Well, then I'm just angry because I don't eat anything, and
I eat.
I'm tipping the scales at 165.
I am a huge
on the right side
foodie. You don't understand how much. Even people are like, I cannot believe how much you can put away. I love food.
Well, maybe I got to run. How far do you run every day?
Honestly, I just keep it as today I ran 3 since I'm going to be out of town this weekend, going on vacation. But today I ran 3. I usually run 2 miles because I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to get too skinny, but I like to keep in shape. I like to.
And that's all you do then? That's it?
Huh?
That's it. That's it. You don't hit the iron or sit-ups or none of that shit?
I used to before COVID. I'm actually going to start getting back in the gym because now I want to tone up again. It's nice to be I like the weight I'm at now, but I want to get a little bit more definition, a little bit more muscle on me.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what? I'm thinking about it. I'm not a big workout guy. I don't have the time. I'm too busy. Taking care of life's details. I got to tell you. I found something that I never thought I would admit to.
What? You're making me nervous.
You know what? I listen to nice armpits. I'm really getting into reading. I've never been able to read. I can't read, but my business is reading.
You can't read, you said, or you can't read?
No, cannot. I can't read. I can't write. I could talk. I could sell shit to a shit farmer, but If I had to write him a letter, probably not going to buy from me. But I got a book going at home that I'm reading on my Kindle. And then in my car, I listen to podcasts or I listen to comedy shows all the time because I'm into the comedy. But I said, you know what? I'm going to get a book because I'm a binge eater. I I binge eat. Like from 4 to 6, look out, man. It's all going in my face. So I bought this book on binge eating so I could listen to it because I'm in my car a lot. And I'm listening to this binge eating book, and I am not a binge eater. They were like people binge eating and then throwing up and shit. And I'm like, no, that's not me. Or people that like really have a problem. And I'm like, nah. So I kind of breezed through it. And then I got done with that, and up pops Greenlight, Matthew McConaughey's book.
Okay. I've never heard. I didn't know he wrote a book.
So here's what I do. I'm in my car and I'm looking at my phone thinking I got to download something. And I look around like someone's going to, like you're going to make fun of somebody. You look around to make sure nobody's around. I'm like, is anybody seeing me? I'm going to download this Matthew McConaughey book, but I'm not. I'm not gay or anything, but I'm going to listen to McConaughey's book. So I download that thing. Fucking game changer. Because the cool part about it, and
what is this a book about? I'm very I need to hear this.
He basically has kept a journal for like 35 years. So it's basically going through his life and like his childhood and his relationship with his parents and like, I mean, and I don't know, it'll appeal to different people. And I'm not saying it just because it's Matthew McConaughey, but like I see a lot of parallels. Like he'll just be like, take off for 30 days and just walk the earth, and I'm just like,
okay, cool.
Oh, someday. But
that's cool.
But I don't know if the written version, like if you were to read it, it's not going to having quite the effect that the audio version is. Because, I mean, he's a master at voicing his own books and his own stories, of course. But I'm just blown away. I'm probably halfway to 3/4 through it. And I'm actually at the point where I'm like, I'm like trying to go slow because I know once it's over, it's over. And it's like, but it's really like, wow. And and one of the reasons why I bring this up is because I think if you're going to do the audio version because it really is awesome. And there's all these little sidebars and all this weird shit he does, but whatever. But then on the other hand, this binge eating book I did, I would rather take a dull knife and stab it in my eye than listen to this freaking narrator for one more second. Like to the point where, and I've auditioned early in my career. I auditioned for books, narration. It's an easy way to get in. You can do little books and shit. And obviously this Gomer, I don't know, maybe it's the guy who wrote the book. I don't even know. But I was so like upset with the quality of his voice work. I was going to look up the author and go, why don't you let me redo this? I'm not great at narrating books, but I'm going to be way better than that pile. It was dreadful. And then I hop over and I got McConaughey, and he's, all right. Dude's a monster. I highly recommend it. That's a 4-star book right there. I'll probably be finished with it by the time we talk next week. But then I'm thinking I'm going to move into Danny Trejo's book.
Okay, let me know who that is. Sorry, I'm like a little raspy right now.
What? Are you anti-Trejo? You got something against...
No, I'm just laughing because I keep on clearing my throat. It's just a little raspy right now. Sorry.
Christ. It's like...
I know.
Like
no, Danny Trejo is awesome.
Yeah, well, stories.
He's great.
He's got maybe 2 more stories than Tommy Chong. But
okay.
But I think what it is he's got that raspy, like, Latino voice that like, essay, that kind of shit, man. I fucking love that. It sounds so good. So I'm looking forward to that one. I don't know. The book's just coming out, so maybe there isn't a narration piece out there yet for the audio version. But yeah, so there you go. Really interesting stuff. I would highly recommend the McConaughey book, and I religiously listen to the Pete and Sebastian show, which is Pete Correale and Sebastian Maniscalco. Put it out once a week, and my brother-in-law's over for the 4th of July, and I'm giving him this shtick. And that's the Big Easy for those of you who follow the show. He's over, and I'm giving him the shtick on the McConaughey thing because he reads a lot, but more like war and like shit that matters. Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, did you listen to the new Pete and Sebastian show yet?" I'm like, "No. It just came out. I listened to him on Mondays." So he didn't say anything. Well, then I listened to the Pete and Sebastian show on Monday, and like the whole last 50. The whole last 15 minutes of the podcast is about the Matthew McConaughey book. Sebastian's listening to it, and Pete is reading it, and it's really quite. It was, how ironic that it was like, a day apart, and he's like, yeah, I know I couldn't say anything, but I knew right away. So it's pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Did you have a fun and exciting 4th of July?
I did. I actually went to Long Island, or as my friends call it, Strong Island, to go hang out.
Oh, that's right. You said you were going to do that. So nothing exciting happened? You didn't get drunk and fall on a firework?
It just was a really good night. I was with my friends' parents I haven't seen in a while, and like their friends. And we were just drinking and dancing and swimming in the pool. And it was by my friend, mind you, by the way, has 4 grills. This dude is like a master griller, obsessed with grilling. He has like a flat top one you'd see in hibachi.
That
he has
sounds
one
like
for
a
smoking.
good friend to have.
Oh my gosh. I will send you the pictures later of his grill. Like, it's very impressive, all his grills. I was like, you have 4? Holy shit.
Yeah.
I definitely need to come here more.
Yeah, exactly.
So, that was it.
Carnivore.
Whiskey and steaks. That's all I care about. Whiskey and steaks.
I didn't do anything. I was like,
well, that's good.
Well, you know what? Here's the deal. I told you I'm kind of back on the drinking train. I took 5.5 years off. Yeah. 5.5 years off, and
but you're hanging out with your kid. You wanted to have a good,
No. He's coming this weekend. Thursday, I went, just out for a couple of drinks. Friday, got out of control. Out of control. Went to bed at midnight 30, maybe. Got up on Saturday, day before the 4th of July. Went hard all day. Like, I put every beer in our fridge in my cooler because I went on my buddy's boat. And when I got home, there was a water left in my cooler. Like, we went all the way.
Wow.
And we went to a restaurant. Stayed up till probably 12:30 that night, too.
You let your hair down. You went wild.
I was hungover for 2 fucking days. Like, 2
I believe
days
it.
to recover.
I believe it.
So the 4th of July, I'm like, the brother-in-law's and his family's coming over, and I'm like, I wish I could just go, you know what? We're closed for business today. We're not open. But I'm like, whatever. They probably made plans. So they came over, and he's in the same shape. He's like, I'm so tired. He goes, I wasn't even going to come over. I'm like, let's figure out how we can get you home and me into bed. So I'm like, here's the deal. It was like 9 o'clock. I'm like, I'm going to tell him I'm going to bed. I don't feel well. And if I go to bed, you got no choice but to leave.
Yeah.
Well, my 21-year-old and his friends are having a party and whatever. And there's probably 15 kids running around, whatever. And all of a sudden, his wife is down there playing drinking games with him. Like, dude, we got a code red. Your wife's down there with the college kids doing drinking games. He's like, we are out of here. So we ended up, like, I didn't even see any fireworks. I just went to bed. I was done.
Really?
But then all day, what was that, Sunday, and I booked stuff on Monday to go to work. I was so hungover. Like, I don't even think I should have been driving on Monday.
Oh, wow.
It was bad.
They kick your butt now. Hangovers are horrible nowadays. It's just
old.
And remind you of how old we're getting. It's just like, remember this? Remind you.
These kids, they drink all night, stay up till 4, get up, get after it the next day. I'm like, I used to be able to do that.
Yep.
Damn it.
Those were the days.
But I did the Tuesday, I think it was Monday. Monday was the 5th. Tuesday was the 6th. That was the 6-year anniversary of my stroke. And as I recalled, the stroke weekend went the same way as this last weekend.
Oh my gosh.
Where I went hardcore. Like that stroke weekend, my friend and my wife and I, we drank a whole bottle of vodka, just drinking martinis. Blackout drunk. And then, then we went into stroke land. So 6 years. Then I have the old, I should probably start eating healthier. I should probably make some better decisions.
Yeah.
It was not a very eventful weekend, and this week has been kind of blah too. I'm not impressed with my midsummer routine here. We need to get something.
I feel like it's like that everywhere. I feel like we're all sort of that blah stage because of just dealing with COVID still and still having to hear about it. And it doesn't even feel like it's a summer to me this year, honestly.
Well, and it
feels very bland.
You know what it is I think everybody came out of the COVID thing strong, and then they, now we're getting back to normal. And I'm really fine with it, but like yesterday was like 60 and cloudy, and today's kind of maybe 70 and cloudy.
Yeah.
And it just makes me think right away that my winters here are cloudy and cold, and I hate it.
Yeah.
So I got to find a way to get a sunny destination condo
Yes.
in the sunshine. That's what I'm after. So if anybody has one out there, let me know. I'd be happy to borrow it for a few months. I'm thinking about letting my 21-year-old take his car to Arizona to school so that when I fly out there, I'll have a car. That'll take one expense off my list. Then it's just a matter of housing, and I can be out there all the time. Get myself a little portable microphone set up, and on we go.
Yes.
I'm telling you, good things, good things. So you're headed to the Ohio tomorrow to go on this family trip. Jesus,
I feel like I'm 6 years old again.
Check the original contract. Did your mom get you like when we used to do family trips, my mom would get me little game books with like highlighters, like find the pig or all these little I can't think of what it was called, but it was like a fun book. It was like, oh yeah, and then you get like cool snacks too.
Yeah.
Is your mom putting that together for you or what?
No, she was just like, well, it's going to be a long trip. And my mom just gets anxiety because she's getting older now for longer trips in the car because she can't control the situation. She's like the control person. So I was like, you better take a couple of Xanax before you get to this car, because I was like, I don't want to have 9 hours from hell. I'm not trying to be me. I want to be able to be peaceful in the car. But then she's like, well, Kristen, once we get in there, we start talking, there's going to be 5 of us. The time will go by quick. And I was like, I don't know who's going to be talking at 6 o'clock in the morning, because when I get in the car at 6 in the morning, I'm taking my butt back to bed.
I think that car is going to end up with too many people talking. It's going to smell from too many people in there.
Yeah.
People are going to get crabby.
I should say, yeah.
People are going to get crabby. It's going
to be too much. I mean, it's like my sister is going to be 42. My little cousin's 27 who's coming. Then there's my mom and my stepdad, and I'm 38. So it's just like, I mean, the younger ones are closer in age, but still, I'm just like, I really don't want to talk to someone that early anyways. I'm good. I barely want to talk to my cats that early in the morning.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's pretty much what's going to happen.
Here's the deal. I forgot to bring this up. Not that this is a fireworks story. This ties the fireworks and the hockey together. Did you hear about this goalie?
Hockey.
For the Columbus, your Ohio Blue Jackets?
I don't represent Columbus. I'm fine with that.
I meant to bring this up, but I forgot. So NHL goaltender Matisse something, he died over the 4th of July weekend.
That's sad.
He was at a private party, 24-year-old kid, goalie for the Columbus Blue Jackets. He's been on a couple other teams in the minor leagues, whatever. So what happened is they had some of those big mortar shells, those huge fireworks at this party that he was at. And so the fireworks display, it tipped over and sent explosives in the directions of people watching. And he was in a hot tub nearby. And he couldn't get out of the way, so he takes one into the chest. And dies.
Oh my gosh.
Can you believe it? A mortar to the chest.
Wow.
So, not that I want to make light of it, but let's look at that scene when it's done. If you take a mortar to the chest, that's a flaming ball of something, right? Like, does that just burn a mark on your chest? I don't know. I saw that. And they actually broke into the hockey game with it. Like, holy smokes, this is major. But yeah, what a bummer, man. Fireworks can be so dangerous. You see so many like people missing fingers, people with taking one in the eye. But I've never heard of anybody taking one to the chest.
In the chest. It's like Dragon Ball Z, like the fireball comes out. Like that's what it reminded me of. Like that. Do you know Dragon Ball Z?
Does anybody know what you're talking about?
Yuck, bro.
Is that English? Of course everybody knows Dragon Ball Z. Ha ha ha. Is that a video game? Is that a movie? Is it a video game?
No, it's a cartoon.
You know what? We are going to have to start putting the video up on YouTube. Okay. Because there's nothing more exciting than watching you trying to hear me with headphones on, and you lean into your computer thinking you're going to hear more.
I do that all the time.
Huh? Oh, sorry. Bump my earmuffs there on the old computer. Yeah, that doesn't help.
It's such a habit. I did it again.
Find the volume button. Jesus.
It is all the way up. Okay, let's do it.
Hey,
okay.
let's jump into the, we'll do that once you have lighting. When are you moving?
Next month.
Oh, well, maybe maybe we'll get you a ring light. You can do a lot with a ring light. A ring light, it does everything. Hey, how's the Yelp reviews? Do we have any Yelp reviews this week? Let's talk Yelp.
I saw a couple. I took some screenshots of. Let me see what. There's what I seen. This was February 7th, 2021. It was from Cameron. Sandwich was hot and delivered quickly. Also, Bush did 9/11.
That was the Yelp review?
Yes. I was just like, okay.
Yes. Those are the kind of people that fill out Yelp reviews.
I was just like, okay, this is crazy. There was one from Robbie. Chicken like concrete, rapple hard, chips like nails. Onion rings so overcooked, I could use them as curtain hooks.
Oh, come on.
They remember I told you there's like that plate that we're going takeaway trauma that we talked about last week. There's a couple restaurants, of course, firing back. And then Chloe wrote, food was freezing and horrible. And Tasty Girl replied, your house stinked.
Oh, the delivery guy put that in? I mean, that's what they were making it seem like?
I guess so, yeah. And then this was a good one, too. This is a creepy one, though. Was lovely to speak to you. Hope you didn't get cold standing at the door waiting on me. Enjoy the meal. P.S. I'm Raphael. Would be nice to talk on other occasions, but if not, just don't worry. Ignore me. Thanks.
Ooh, he's hitting on her a little bit.
Yes, creepy.
Ooh. Raphael,
so these are some of the ones that I
DoorDasher.
found. It's just the things that come out of people's mouths. I shouldn't be shocked, but I still am nowadays. The creepy one, I'm actually really not surprised though with. People are just creepy in general.
Oh, yeah. And it's only amplified when they're walking around with your food.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I don't really like even going down and getting my food. I'm like, can you just leave it hanging, please? I really don't want to deal with you.
My 21-year-old did the DoorDash thing for a little while, and I would go with him. I think it's fun as hell. If I had a car that I didn't mind racking miles on, I would be doing that. I think it's fun.
We're spoiled over here just because we can get everything delivered over here, and that's the problem. I call it the devil. I call Seamless the devil because I've been hungover so bad one day. I've had breakfast, lunch, and dinner delivered to me. I couldn't get out of my bed. It was a bad day.
I think we see where all the money's going. Jeez.
Right. But you can get anything delivered.
You know what? I live in an area we can't do that. Although we were out with some friends on their boat Saturday. And their daughter was going back and forth with their wave runner thingy. And then they later called the daughter to talk to her. And she's like, oh, I just ordered DoorDash, to deliver whatever. And my wife and I are like, oh, there's no way we could tell our kids, because they only live like half a mile from me. We're like, there's no way we could tell our kids that DoorDash delivers to us because that's all you'll see at my door. Between the Amazon packages and the DoorDash, I'll have to pick up that third job just to make sure the wheels on the bus keep going around. Have you ever noticed that? And I'm sure when you're out running or whatnot, if you're in a residential area, have you ever noticed the amount of Amazon packages people get? Like,
it's insane how much people get.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
It's no wonder that Bezos has so much money. I was at a house the other day for my day job, and I go up to the front door, and I couldn't even get close to the front door. There's like 12 packages there. So luckily they had a side front door. I go over there and I'm like, dude, come on, save some of the Amazon shit for the rest of us. He was getting it all. It was really crazy. And we get our fair share at the house, but man, I tell you, it's out of control. And now you can get food delivered. You can get anything you want delivered.
Anything. We can, the bodegas can deliver it for us. So we can get like toilet paper and paper towels. And it's everything. It's insane. It's so easy.
Isn't a bodega a meat mart or like a sandwich shop?
Bodegas are like the little corner stores, Oh,
no way. We call those convenience stores.
Okay, yeah. I mean, they call them that too. Like in New York, they call them bodegas over here. And you got to have a good bodega by you because a good bodega that knows how to make sandwiches are like prime.
Was it? Yeah, they're sandwich shop. Yeah, okay.
Oh, they're so good. And you got to know the owners. You got to know who's making your sandwich too, because if you don't, you're not at the right one. Because if you know the names, that means they serve good food.
Well, then you're getting into the whole weirdo privacy issue that isn't always great.
Yeah.
So I got the kid coming up this weekend. Finally going to get to hang out with him. That's going to be solid. I don't have any big plans, though. I do see myself needing a weekend away. Something's got to break.
You need to breathe. Everyone needs to get out and breathe.
I'm telling you, this Matthew McConaughey thing has inspired me, man.
Yeah, when you get back, you're like, I wrote a book.
I need to go to the Amazon. It's so funny, though, because you hear all these people, that show up in the media, whatever. Like, everybody knows about McConaughey and the bongos and he's naked, So you kind of get his side of it. Like, here's what was happening, and I don't know. It was interesting, but yeah, I'm probably going to go to the Nile and, wander around the Nile and South Africa. And
I was going to say, you're going to go to the friggin' rainforest.
Just walk the earth. God, I need it. I got to get these kids out of my house first. I got to pay for college. So we need to thank all of our sponsors, Wiser Insurance, Grady Restoration, the Hair Studio in Chaska, Lost Lake Creamery. Check in the show notes for our link to our wonderful sponsors who are keeping us fed and keeping one of us fed a lot better than the other one, evidently. That's what I'm saying. So, are you going to be available next week, or are you going to be in counseling for murdering your family from being in the car too long?
I will probably be in jail for murdering my family, my mom at least. I mean, she has celebrated her birthday on Saturday. At least can let her live to her birthday. Then after that, we'll see what happens. But no, I'll be available next week. I get back next Thursday. So if you want to record on Friday,
yay!
They could do Friday.
So what we're looking for people for next week is I've got a little piece of things set up. I'm going to send it out on social media. We are looking for pictures and comments on crazy license plates that you see out there. I drive around a lot.
One.
You have one? Do you want to kick it off or do you want to save it?
I'm going to send it to you.
All right. You send it to me, and we're going to ask the listeners to compile anything you can. I know people drive around with their cameras all the time. Who you bullshit, and I know your phone's right there. But if you see these, or just go off of memory, we're looking for the personalized license plates that don't make any sense. We're going to try and make sense of them on the show. It'll be a nice little segment to say, hey, here's what you pissed your money away on. Now we need to figure out what it says. So send those into the DK Project at, what is it? The DK I speak for a living. The DK Project Podcast at gmail.com, or find us on social media, whatever. You know how to do it. Until then, everybody take care. Have a happy and safe weekend, and go look for some sunshine. Go walk about. All right.
All right.
Put my McConaughey in there. Take care, everybody. Thanks, Kristen.
That's it.
Bye-bye.
That's the end.
That's a wrap.
Read the shtick.
That's a wrap for today's episode. Don't forget to subscribe and tell all your friends. If you'd like to reach out, you can use the studio line at 612-504-6500 or by email, thedkprojectpodcast@gmail.com. And of course, there's always social media at the DK Project Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.